S- I can't hear you now. Sorry. Hello.
All right.
Uh,
Hi, everyone. Good evening. Thank you for joining Protrainy's Through the Lens of Civil Engineers, Season 2, third day. We have Mr. Chandrasekhar, who is a seasoned BIM engineer who comes with an experience as in top companies like Arcadis, ACOM. As a building information modeling engineer, he is also an expert in design in architecture, engineering, and construction industry. We are really thankful, and we will talk today about his experience as a BIM engineer, how BIM as a career can be a great rewarding future. He is still in his junior management cadre, but he has grabbed a lot of experience working with top MNCs as of now and working there. Glad that you are here, sir. Thank you for joining, Mr. Chandrasekhar.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
All right. So the first question that comes in my mind is that how come you chose BIM? Because you have spent a couple of years during the COVID era, right? So how did BIM came up after a BTech civil engineering? How did you chose BIM instead of anything else in construction?
When I completed my bachelor's degree, I was searching for the fields we have like lot of opportunities in civil engineers. When I went for a site engineer civil as a site engineer, and later on I joined efficiently company called efficiently, where I was working as an estimator. I was not satisfied completely over there because estimation is also part of the building information modeling. I was searching online, and I came through the building information modeling, and I tried myself to upgrade in building information modeling, and I came through the online courses like Protrainy. Protrainy also helped me to upgrade myself in softwares like Revit architecture and AutoCAD.
Great. So now coming to like BIM as a world, if you can, obviously for the betterment of the audience, how can you simplify and make people understand, engineers understand that what BIM is, and not very jargon, but in a simplified manner, how what BIM is.
Building information modeling varies from company to company or like individuals. It definition will varies. From my understanding, like building information modeling is an intelligent model based process of the industry. BIM is not a 3D model or a Revit file. It's the BIM is like data rich models, and it's like helps to collaborative practices. And we have seen people like who will say like BIM is just a 3D model, or Revit helps in BIM. Revit also helps in BIM, but it's a complete process. It's not limited to one word or one thing. Building information modeling, better information management. We have a lot of definitions for BIM.
So in BIM, what are the things that can be done using BIM. Let's say a lot of people use it for design, a lot of architects use it for the architecture part, a lot of the planning engineers use it for their planning. Even if you tap along, certain of the estimation kind of things can also be done in different things. Might not be scaled currently. What would be your take on the use cases that any major use case, one or two that you think is very helpful there?
Like in civil engineering, we have different types of verticals like buildings, energy, geotechnical, transportation, urban planning, and water. Building in each and every sector, like a BIM plays a vital role. It helps to to get done a project quickly, and it helps like better managements in the delivery of the projects. For example, in if we say in BIM, we have like different dimensions like a 2D to 8D. Like 2D stands for two dimensional, 3D three dimensional. Again, 4D stands for the time, schedule, and program. 5D is a estimation. Again, 6D is related to sustainability. 7D facility management. 8D related to health and safety. It's just a building information modeling plays a complete role in any one of the project. Like from starting to end, they can maintain complete program in that building information modeling process. And we have different levels of BIM as well.
Okay, so LODs, if you can elaborate on the LODs that you may have worked on and
Yeah, yeah.
the level of developments and
Yeah, level of development is defined as the level of completeness to and which BIM is developed. We have like LOD 100 to 500. LOD 100 just says like concept design. It's just a 2D thing, like how the concept will be, and LOD 200 schematic design. It's like just a developed version. LOD 300 where it will be like complete detailed design. LOD 350 construction documentation, and LOD 500 fabrication assembly, complete fabrication drawings, everything, and LOD 500 as built. Once the asset is constructed on the site, it will be known as built. LOD 500 is as built. And
so how did you now coming trying to like I'm trying to gauge what are the problems in a like daily jobs that you are trying to solve with BIM? Like what is the major things that you are doing with BIM as of now, working with these two companies that you have currently been associated majorly in BIM? What are the daily problems? Like, what are you doing? Like, are you designing things, or what are you designing? How has been the scale of the projects or something like that?
currently, I'm currently working on the UK projects. In when it comes to BIM, there are like multiple softwares: Revit, AutoCAD, SketchUp, and like we can name the many softwares are there. I'm currently into the Bentley tools like MicroStation, Open Buildings Designer, and EcoSim. I'm working in Open Building Designer as well as MicroStation. In my day-to-day life, I'm into the bridges, like food bridges, where I will be like modeling, where we will be like modeling the food bridges, like food bridges from the starting. We will get the design input from the engineer. We will start modeling in the Open Building Designer, steel elements, UB section, U beams, like that. We will start modeling in the MicroStation, and then later on we will be like. They will combine the models using a federated model, and later on from that 3D model we will be exported into the sections, views, and the sheets will be created. In the day-to-day life, like there will be like some kind of problems as well as some gap in the which I face is some terminology things and technical things we should be very strong while working on the projects. And challenges is sometimes skill shortage, and learning curve is too steep in some kind of projects, and terminology and language. If you are working in like different countries, let's say Germany or something, we should be aware of German language as well. We can't directly go and work in India like English language, and rapid rate of technology rate change. And
In terms of the codes that you use, let's say, uh, in which are the general like standard codes that you have been using in this kind of following rather, if you are using, are there any specifics that you're using in BIM in
uh,
UK projects?
Okay, since I'm working in UK projects, ISO 9650 series and international framework for information management, we are following that thing. And according to ISO 9650, BIM is what they will specify BIM as the use of like a shared digital representation of a build asset to facilitate design, construction, and operation process to form a reliable basis of decisions. Build assets, but are not limited to buildings, bridges, roads, and the plants. In ISO 9650 itself, like we have five parts. First part is like concepts and principles, and 9650. Second part delivery. Third part operation. Fourth part information exchange. Fifth part security, and struck activity. And BIM is like a crucial to the future of construction industry as well. It helps in greater productivity and consistency in process.
Okay. No, when you said in the last statement about open building design, right?
Mhm.
It is something that is not much done, maybe in India or something like that. If you can shed more light on what is open building design concept, if you have any idea, or how is it different from the general processes that we have been following up lately?
Bentley tools like mainly used in like UK projects and US projects in the railway sector. Bentley open building designer is like similar to Revit. It's like
Okay.
similar to Revit, like whatever the things, principles, everything will be similar to Revit. And MicroStation also we can do all types of modeling. It's just a replica of not a replica. It's similar to Revit. It's like
So
different
in
platforms.
railway
One is Revit,
projects,
Bentley.
okay, so sorry to interrupt. In railway projects, like in building projects, people try to learn about Revit and the Autodesk products. In terms of railways or metros or kind of these infra projects, uh, am I correct to say that Bentley products are more apt or used across the globe, or is it very specific to your company or project? Like, what should someone who is aspiring to work in BIM in a metro project? What are the softwares that they should be eyeing ahead to?
Revit and AutoCAD is more than sufficient, but again, the softwares will depends on company to company. Some companies may use like only Revit, and some companies like it depends on the completely on the project. Some project they will be bidded for only MicroStation and Bentley tools like that. And when we go for like German companies, again they will prefer like Revit things. It depends on company to company and project to project, and both are like it's okay, like we can learn. It's similar to Revit, it's similar to AutoCAD tools.
Okay. And the thing that you said is that BIM is more about data connections and kind of that. So, what do you like understand about this common data and environment, or let us know what common data and environment concept or usage cases are there, and what is the daily activity or usages that you have in it?
Okay. When the when let's say like when we are ready to start a BIM project as a BIM project where we maintain a common CDE. CDE is known as a common data environment. That common data environment states that we have like too many common data environments like project wise, ACC, and many more. Project wise, like let's say project wise is a common data environment that helps project team administrator to manage, share, distribute engineering project content within a single platform where we can open the file. We can't when we are working on the project like big projects, we can't like open many file. I am also opening the same file, and one more guy is opening the same file, and we can't work, and it will create a chaos. Like that's the reason they will maintain a CD common data environment. And they have like in CD itself, like we have CD principles, like CD principal states like shared, WIP, published, archive. Like each state allows information to kept protect and only shared when it is right time and for right purpose. Like when initially we create a file in a work in progress file, and when we want to share with internally, we will share that file like file and publish. When we want to share it for client, we will let publish it as a published. And archive, archive is a journal of information transaction providing an audit trail. Like
Do you like in terms of data, do you see in BIM it is much near to maybe in future coming around in data analytics or something? Like a lot of people in the market are skilling up, and a lot of these civil engineers are also looking up on the data analytics. Do you see that BIM in future would go deeper into analytics or data interpretation, if not data analytics, and use that cases in putting up your maybe your engines to work in the building information modeling?
building information modeling is not just limited to a modeling work. What I'm saying right now is like it's beyond the modeling. Like people like information managers are there, data in the BIM itself. Like we have software called Synchro, where will be cost versus time will be like showed in the tabular. Like synchro will help us to data analytics and everything. It's not BIM is just not limited to just a modeling thing. It's beyond that. Like information manage right now in UK, and if we say like there are like lot of BIM information managers for each and every projects. And data analytics as well, like once the lot of data comes in, like we should be sorting out like which data should be passed to each and every team. Like if some big data arrives into the project, they should be sorted, like which of the data should be gone into like like water team, like or like transportation team or geotech team. Data plays a
Okay.
pivotal role in them.
Okay. Uh, in terms of like, I know that you have been much into BIM, but without BIM, how you think a railway project would look like?
Without BIM, like it's I always wonder like if there is no like digital tools like this AutoCAD and everything, it will nowadays like to develop infrastructure projects, it will be difficult like using hand drafters previously. Even when I was like in when as a student, I also use that drafter kind of things for each and everything. We used to, if there is any mistake or something, we should just erase that in the sheet itself, and it creates a lot of problem in project in the industry as well. If there is no digital tools like these things and all, it's like very difficult to coordinate with different teams. Like nowadays, like using building information modeling without being constructed on the site, we can see that like this is clashing, like it is clashing with like electrical team or like mechanical team. We can check that and we can resolve without using these kind of platforms. Like it will be like difficult, very difficult.
What would be your suggestion for people? There are two category of people that come across on our platform also. One are freshers who are looking to have a career in BIM. What would be your suggestion to them how they should approach on a very serious note? Because a lot of them just at many times we have seen that they would be open that okay they want to start the career in BIM, but then again the effort that is needed to start a career in BIM or learn that or practice that kind of project is much rigorous. Though a lot of these people don't do, some of them certainly do and then excel. That is the first set of people. The second set of people who have spent maybe 5 years, 6 years, 7 years as a in the construction non-BIM area, they are also aspiring to start a career in BIM. So how they should approach, like in terms of the corporate? Okay, they took the training, that is fine, but how do they approach or like the market?
The civil, what there is some in civil engineering, like when we graduate, like the what the misconception in the civil, what other people think, like people will lack in the communication or like something like that. We should be like we should if we wouldn't like work something, as soon as I start graduated, like if I start on applying for a n number of companies, it won't work. I should not be desperate about that. Like they should like start looking for the companies. Like for myself, when I started as a fresher, I listed like n number of companies, like what are and all the companies are there, like and what's the interview process over there. And LinkedIn is a good platform where we can reach out to the people and get their like insights, like what kind of questions they will ask, like and what kind of projects they will ask. And when it comes to BIM, there is people will think like that we should learn like lot of softwares. Nothing like that. We can just learn like Revit and AutoCAD as a freshers. They can learn start on that, and later on, as it varies from company to company, they can upgrade in that. That's not an issue.
Is there a hindrance for people who are experienced not in BIM but now starting or aiming to get a career in BIM? Is there any hindrance that you think is there in the market, or how? I know every answer is not possible to give because the scenarios might be different and all those. But if you see your seniors, if you see people who are in the industry or juniors in the industry, how do you see that whether like what they should do so that they can start a career in BIM after
L-
experience of 5 7 years?
Okay, let's say if a X person is experienced in say as a site engineer for 5 or 6 years, when he tries to like join into the BIM companies, he might start as a fresher level, like at a junior level. That he should like are ready to accept that, like okay, I'm okay with that, starting with a low level. They should accept it. And some of the companies, like maximum, they will look for the experienced candidates in the BIM itself. Being a fresher, it's like bit difficult, though we can enter that. So we should look after like some Indian based companies, like some like let's say like some minimum companies, like regardless, straight away if you approach the MNC's companies, I'm not sure whether it's easy to get the job over there. If they are ready to accept the small scale companies as well, and they can easily get in there.
So they have to grow up the ladder.
Yeah, yeah,
They have to start from
yeah,
scratch.
yeah.
How is the hierarchy in a BIM company? Is it different than a regular construction company? Like, your hierarchy, or how hierarchies are there, like BIM modeler, consultant, or etc. How does that hierarchy work? If you can give an idea on the hierarchy.
Okay. Again, this also like depends on each companies have like their own like hierarchy. Let's say in common, like we have like BIM modelers or trainee BIM modelers, BIM modeler, senior BIM engineers, and BIM coordinator and digital consultant. Some companies have like digital consultant as well, and BIM manager and senior BIM manager and a technical director and coordinator, BIM coordinator.
Correct, correct. Now, the couple of questions as we are nearing around is, how do you think for a, so there are two set of people. One is a normal non-BIM or regular kind of a civil engineer, and a BIM scenario. How much tools like LinkedIn, marking it up with a lot of certifications and etc. help them, or getting connected to people on LinkedIn, networking and etc. stages, or how they can grow up the ladder? What's your take? What do you think? How much LinkedIn is critical or kind of that?
Let's say like when we just start applying for the companies, or like when we start as a fresher, we should start shaping our like resume. Like it should, like whenever we apply for a job, like our resume will get into their hand like firstly. We should be like in LinkedIn, we can connect with people and we can ask them like what kind of certification course will help. Like let's say we have like free certification courses in Revit, in Autodesk platform as well, and in even Bentley platform as well. They can, or else they can take a training courses like let's say Protrainy as well. Like they can enroll in Revit architecture courses, and they can explore like, and they can create their own portfolio.
Okay,
This will help.
okay. Now, coming to a couple of personal questions is, how has been your journey, or how did you choose civil engineering? Was that a family inspiration, or how did you ended up being a civil engineer? How much pride you carry along being a civil engineer, or what is your aspiration being a civil engineer, if I would say in next couple of years or something like that?
Why I chose civil engineering? When I was a kid, like whenever I walk around the road, or like whenever I travel in the train or something, I used to wonder like civil engineering is a kind of marvelous, like how these bridges are being built, how the structure is being like held together. Like let's say like these bridges, and while we are traveling a train, and like near bridges near the waterfall area, like it's like kind of a marvelous. And right now in India also, like we have Chana bridge. Like if we see those like videos and all, it will like gives like a kind of a goosebumps, like how this structure is being. That what like led me to choose civil engineering. No, it's not any family thing. Like I chose civil engineering because of that. I can create like we can see our like whatever the things we do, we can see lively. Like it will be like some kind of pride. Like this thing, I was part of this structure, like creating this structure. I did a modeling work for this. I did a design work for this. We can see it unlike any other industries.
That's great. That's great. And what's your, like, any aspirations or something like that? Any kind of a project scale that you are aspiring in future? That okay, this kind of projects, if I am able to work, then I'll be really excited, or looking for like a dream project or kind of that.
Nothing like that. I would like to work in like metro projects. Like I am like interested in working in metro projects.
Correct. So your aspiration has been
Yeah.
into metro projects, right? It indeed was a great time talking to you, Mr. Chandrasekhar. I'm really glad that you were able to give some time to us, and I'm really thankful that everyone who has joined with us, they could get some idea about BIM, and especially in the railways or metro kind of aspiring BIM sector that you are looking up to. And for everything more on certification programs and keep following Protrainy, call on the number that is displayed in front of you for any kind of certificate courses. And I'm again thankful for your time today. I'm really
Thank
glad
you.
that you
Pleasure.
gave us.